That joint sounds so beautiful, bro. What's good, y'all, man? It's your boy Big Dog, man. We back with another thing, Joe. Do for me, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. That whole thing, that whole bag of the chicken wings, bro. That whole thing and the whole bag of the chicken wings, bro. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Turn your post notifications on, man. Cause hey, we rocking, bro. We rocking. Like I said, I'm gonna try to drop once a month. I've been had a lot going on for the last couple of months. But I got something really good, really nice in store for y'all, really beautiful in store for y'all. Hope y'all digest this as much as I've been digesting it for the last 5 years. But I want to talk about peace. I want to talk about harmony. I want to talk about love. The main thing I want to focus on is peace and growth and development of your mind, your body, your soul, and your spirit. This, I don't know, for whatever reason, this is not a topic of discussion. It should be every day for the rest of your life. It should be. It's very important to face your traumas. It's very important to communicate with your family about your generational curses or generational things that families go through that we don't really necessarily communicate, and we don't necessarily take the time to really focus in on, so we can build our next generation and our next generation and the generations. Life is a bit. Life can be a beach. Okay? But you can either choose to play in the sand, you can choose to sit in the sand and watch the waves, or you could choose to get off the sand, get off the land, and ride the uncomfortable waves of life, and then navigate through the titles, and navigate through the tsunami, and navigate through a lot of things that we think stop us from continuing our journey, from continuing growth, for not committing sin, to living with purpose. And that's a very important thing, to live with purpose. Don't like living in the flesh and social media and this man versus woman, baby daddy versus baby mom, like so many things that's really weighing in on the art of love and what love is supposed to be. Love is growth. Love is honesty. Love is not giving up. And for whatever reason, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I mean, I'm 30 years old, but like, I'm gonna say back in the day, because I'm 30 years old. I'm 30. Back in the day, man, I feel like love, that new love, is like, basically like I'm looking for a way out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we in this whole roster era and stuff like that, and it's just quantity over quality at this point. It's like, we all start from rock bottom. We all do sinful things, and a part of creating peace into yourself and be able to teach that eventually is realizing that you're the most important energy on this earth. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing we have to learn how to do is to forgive ourselves first before we can move forward. Honestly. Forgiving yourself first for not only what you put yourself through, because the main thing you want to focus on is holding yourself accountable for what you put yourself through. A lot of times I realized through my growth at the beginning of my journey that I was pointing fingers, but in all essence, I am the common denominator of everything that's happened in my life. I could have been more I could have communicated more. I could have protected myself a lot more frequent. I suffered in silence for a long time, and it seemed like trauma just piled up, and the more I thought about it, the more I think about it right now, I'm like, man, I could have said something there. I could have said no, or I could have said stop, or I could have fought back. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm so grateful for what I've been through, because I realized that They put people to right here. If I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't be out here in the middle of nowhere trying to instill peace into you. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, I want to appreciate y'all for clicking this video. I bet you ain't know it's gonna change your life today, huh? But a few things we just gonna grasp. We're gonna talk about forgiving yourself. We're gonna talk about isolation. We're gonna talk about separating yourself from any and everything that make you feel mentally drained or confused. We're gonna talk about important friendship release. We're gonna talk about empathy, compassion, and understanding of others, and of course yourself. We're gonna talk about creating habits, and we're gonna talk about discipline, consistency, and mental fatigue. All right, and we in the era right now of versus, everything competitive. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no really, I ain't gonna say ain't no care in the world, because there's care in the world, but a lot of us are diamonds in the rough. A lot of us are diamonds in the mud. We only shine bright when we shine together. And when it get to that point where the world realizes that, you feel me? Like, this place would be in a utopia. You feel me? I mean, love would be anywhere. Love would be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Families would stay together. You know what I'm saying? It's just so easy to live in the flesh. It's so easy to not put your purposeful foot forward. It's easy to take a step back. You feel me? It's easy not to be a good man. You feel me? We ain't doing nothing but creating a negative energy. You feel me? We're not doing nothing but creating a negative energy, and you just setting somebody else up to get hurt. You setting another good person up to get hurt. What you go through is what you project. You're not even, I ain't even saying we in the era of that. That's been going on for generations. But we have to be more aware. You saying more aware of what we put out into the world. The energy you put out into the world is a real energy. You know what I'm saying? Let's say, for instance, you cheat on somebody, you break somebody heart, like the energy that they go through, the stuff that they go through, the depression, all that stuff, that's energy that you created, and it's going to come back to you. Now, if you're ready for it to come back, and you feel like that's so bad, by all means, but I wouldn't suggest hurt anybody. I would suggest to treat everybody with tender love and care, and mirror yourself. All right. So we're gonna talk about, and be very transparent. 5 years ago, I decided to take a step in my spirituality. I decided to start writing everything down. I bought my first. I don't got it with me, but I got some with me. 5 things a couple. I ain't gonna put a number into it, but a couple of things that I would really want you to do to start your growth. If you haven't started already, but get you a couple books. I would suggest for your first read, I ain't gonna hold you, for your first read, I would suggest doing The 5 Love Languages. The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. It's a very, very good, very good book. Like I said, it's about the 5 love languages. Hey, hold up, can y'all name the 5 love languages for me right now? Can anybody? Comment down below the 5 love languages right now. Comment down below the 5 love languages right now. All right. At the end of this journey, we go see what's up. All right. So I got another book. It's called Outwitting the Devil. All right. Outwitting the Devil. All right. It's a really good book. Really amazing book. By Napoleon Hill. I mean, it's amazing. I can't even describe. So basically, it's about other people's perspectives and encounters with the devils, and how he basically stands in front of your gift and toys with you. But that's one of the really strong books. I just started reading that. I'm only a few chapters in, but I really suggest that those two And matter of fact, I'm put these books in the description below, so y'all can really see for yourself and read for yourself how you think it would affect your life in a positive way. And it'd be very, very good for anybody who's looking to move forward into their mental, into their spiritual life. It's a very, very beautiful thing to be at peace. And reading books, and when you read for about 15 to 20, 30 minutes and write down what you read. If anything you felt that was impactful for you, write it down and put a date on it. You know what I'm saying? It's Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. I'm chilling up under the sun at whatever time, and this is what I think about this book. You know what I'm saying? Write down the title of the book, write down and write down anything that you read that you feel like affected you, or you feel like gave you a positive outlook on something. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've been doing for the last 5 years. Just reading and gather information and really taking care of my mental. And another thing, get you a composition. I got a book. All right, composition book, regular composition book. And I wrote down what I did was when I first started my journey. I break down my year into. I think I broke down my year into 4 months. Yep, I did it in quarters, 4 quarters. And then I broke that down into days, and then I eventually broke that down into 6 to 12 hours of my schedule. So what I did was I focused on doing little by little every day to create a consistent habit. So before this journey, all I did was just work and eat sloppy and probably slept like 4 to 5 hours. I used to work like 15, 16 hours days, like 5 times a week, well 4 or 5 times, 4 times a week. I'm a father, so I was a father full time. At the time I was full time. Both of my children was in the house with me. They both was in school. They was very young. A lot of things going on. Sometimes you don't realize how much on your plate and how easy it is to forget about yourself. It's very easy to forget about yourself, but as a man, we have to learn that we not only take up for the financial responsibilities of the household, but we're also upheld to be responsible for the spiritual growth in our household also, and the mental growth in our household also. And being aware of that is very, very important. Not only for you, but for the people around you. Not just your family, but everybody, people you work with, things you may do on the side, just anybody. Your energy is the most important thing on this earth. Separate yourself from things that make you feel mentally drained or make you feel confused. If you feel like you're at a point where a situation is causing you to overthink, situation causing you not to eat, situation leaving you depressed, let it go. You know what I'm saying? As much as hard it is, as easy it is to say, it's very hard to do, but let it go, let it go, let it go. Once you get your mind and once your mind gets stuck in a sunken place, it's like a never-ending black hole that you just falling in and you can't catch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like a never-ending hole that you just falling into, and you don't realize it until you find yourself the 3rd day doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You work 3rd, 4th, 5th day, you done work, came home, you sleeping. You sleeping. You smoking. You drinking. You doing, you know what I'm saying? Then 2 or 3 years from now, you stuck. You know what I'm saying? So the most important thing is to, anything that make you feel uncomfortable, don't make you feel safe, don't make you feel at ease. If there's any type of mental discomfort or physical discomfort or anything, man, really, really hold yourself accountable for what you put into your life. All right. A lot of times in my life, I always was the one, like, hey, you cheated on me. Like, hey, you did this. Like, hey, you did that. But at the same time, not realizing that I am the common denominator. You know what I'm saying? The instances where I could have spoke up, the instances where I seen red flags and didn't say anything, and I just sit there and suffered in silence. You know what I'm saying? And it just continued to drag me and drag me and drag me, and I'm like at the point where I started blaming myself, like, damn, like, and for me, like, I'm such a loving person. When someone does something or something like that, I'm like, yo, like, damn, what am I doing wrong to make you feel like you can do that? Or how do I, you know what I'm saying? It's like an ongoing, when you're an overthinker, you're gonna overthink to eternity, bro. You're gonna overthink to eternity. So I'm suggesting to really focusing on yourself every day. You know what I'm saying? 15, 30 minutes of a little cardio, a little workout. You know what I'm saying? You build yourself up to eventually go into the gym. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I go to the gym now, but I didn't just walk into the gym and started doing stuff in the gym. Like, I started 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes at home, and then I went from 30 minutes to an hour. Then I went from an hour to an hour and 30 minutes at home. And then I gravitated that into the gym. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to go to the gym because I wasn't always a bodybuilder or I was an athlete. You know what I'm saying? I played varsity basketball, varsity football, 8th grade. So I know the ins and outs, but I ain't really necessarily focusing on lifting weights. And I didn't really, at the time, was using it to really, for my mental and my spiritual growth. And I really used that at the beginning of my journey to focusing on my consistency, being consistent, and being disciplined with something positive that's going to help me. Because it's easy to just roll up and light you a little J and smoke 4 or 5 J's. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to be consistent with some GPS shit. But for whatever reason, it's very hard to, well, I wouldn't say it's very hard because it's easy once you recreate your habits and stuff like that, it's very easy. But I'm gonna be very transparent with you. It's not easy to just, you know what I'm saying, get up and go work out. It's not. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of consistency. And it takes a lot of, yo, I'm tired of this, bro. You know what I'm saying? And one day you just gotta be tired of the BS. One day you just wake up and you're just tired of the BS. And that's what happened to me about 5 years ago. I was just tired, man. I was tired of, I wasn't necessarily living paycheck to paycheck, but I'm just tired of having debt, and I was tired of not doing what I want to do, and I was tired of I just wanted my time back, man. I just wanted my time back. I was working 55 plus hours at a job that wasn't doing nothing for me, and I've been doing that since I was like, 16? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I just want my time back. So, yeah, 5 years ago, I started my journey. I started with my exercise, I started with my eating habits. I started reading books. And I started writing everything down. So we gonna talk about that. So isolation is one of the first things that really propelled me to the next level also. When I was isolated, I was able to focus on me. I was able to realize that, hey, okay, I can't just keep living, waking up late in the morning, waking up 10:30, 11 o'clock, half the day gone by 10:30, 11 o'clock. So I started making myself get up early, even though I was working late. I was like, nah, if I really want to make the next step, if I really want to do this, make a better life for my children, I have to really attack this opportunity right now. At the time, my kids was young. I mean, my daughter was like 4. Yeah, my daughter was 4. My son was about 2. Yup. My son was about 2. And I just y'all, it was like a switch came on. I was like, man, you know what? Let me get right, bro, because we ain't doing this. You feel me? And I ain't gonna lie, important friendship releases is something that's very, very important. You are what you eat, and you are who you hang around. And at the time of my life, I was around a lot of bad habits. I'm not gonna say bad people because they was amazing people. But I was just around a lot of bad habits that wasn't my habits. And once I started cutting out those habits, it seemed like a lot of the people that was around me started gravitating opposite. And once I realized that, I really got into a shell because I'm like, all right, now it's like you treat me this type of way because I'm choosing to try to look for something that's better for me. And that's not a bad thing. You want that because that tells you that helps you start to create your boundaries with not only with yourself but with the people around you. Because you realize, okay, if I ain't got nothing but my 2 feet in my hands, you gonna stand with me? You know what I'm saying? You gonna rock with me? If I want to get up and work out, you gonna come with me? If I want to start eating the right way, the correct way, prioritizing my health, you gonna do that with me? You know what I'm saying? So it's once you start working on yourself, it's very, very easy to build your utopia. It's very easy to have beautiful and amazing people who want nothing but the growth of you to blossom. That's what I try to do with every encounter that I make with anybody I meet. I really want to help you blossom. You know what I'm saying? In any way, just like I want you to help me blossom. You know what I'm saying? We're here for growth. I just realized that through this journey, you want to be surrounded by growth. You want to be surrounded by being, you want to be comfortable and being uncomfortable. You learn more, you grow more, and you experience life in a purposeful way. Friendship releases is one of the first steps to really not only getting to where you want to be as far as financially, but emotionally and spiritually. That separation helps you understand that, hey, I can't have these type of people around me because I know what I would do. You know what I'm saying? Be the leader. Be the leader, be in the front line, and be the one to, you know what I'm saying, speak up. If you feel something is not good for someone, you know what I'm saying, find a respectable way to communicate that way. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to keep them in your life, communication is key. Honest communication is key. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold anything in. If they feel the type of way about you, or if they feel like, you know what I'm saying, you doing something that ain't better for you, go ahead and cut that card, man. Go ahead and cut that card. You ain't, I'm not gonna say you ain't responsible for their life, but that's just being completely honest. You're not responsible for how they want to live, and they're not responsible for how you want to live for yourself, for you. So important friendship releases that can be very hard. It can be very hard. Like I went through a lot of brotherhood breakups and a lot of queens that I had to, you know what I'm saying, separate myself from because I knew they wasn't good for me at the time. But at the same time, you're welcome back. You're welcome back. I'm not a person that just cut people off just to cut them off and play type of games with people with mental and stuff like that. Nah, I'm doing it for my mental. Hopefully, you understand that if I cut you off and I didn't say anything, it was probably a reason. If I cut you off and I did say something, that's because I respected you and I made sure that, hey, it's still room. Because some people you cut off and it's like, all right, after all that, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But some people you cut off and you're like, hey, it's just not your time. That's kind of what I tell people when I move forward. I'm like, it's not your time, and I don't want to continue to drain myself waiting for you. I don't necessarily use those words, but that's basically what it is when you want to have those important friendship releases. Just a couple of examples to give to anyone who's going through something that was similar, going through anything similar. It's a way to go about everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a good or bad way, but it's a respectable way to go about releasing something that's not good for you. Compassion, I mastered empathy, and I mastered understanding and forgiveness for myself. And compassion and empathy was something that I always stood 10 toes down with. I always displayed that in every aspect. My grandfather, basically, I was with my grandfather all of my childhood. My grandparents, all of my childhood. They the ones who raised me. They country. My grandfather was a preacher, and it's been a little bit over a year since his spirit went to a better place. But I didn't realize how impactful his life or his energy was to me until about 2-3 years ago, when I saw him. And this is a man who was Superman. Like, he was like an ox. This man was built like a tree trunk. I mean, like, we put up shingles on houses together. I mean, this is when I was like 4 years old, like 5, 6, 7 years old. Like, my granddad would come pick me up early, and I'm living in the hood, stuff like that. And I started telling him what was going on and stuff like that. He was like, nah, I ain't about to have you over there doing all that. So my granddad, he would get up early, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, come get me, and we'd just be out. And I didn't realize, but he was going through another level of his spiritual growth. My grandfather, man, he was just an amazing being. He cared about so many people. And one thing that I admired about him, he was even keel. Even though I could see he was frustrated, he wouldn't let it come out. And that's a strong superpower. Me, I pride myself on my peace. I pride myself on the way I express myself when I'm frustrated, because that is when it's time to show you love somebody. That is when it's time to show you really care. How can you act, or what's your reaction to something that is traumatizing, or something that hurts you, or make you feel uneasy? And he was like so amazing with that. And now that his spirit was risen up to the heavens, these last, I want to say, year or so, I didn't grow up with my father. Me and my mom, we had a rough start, but it was a beautiful start. So I really got to the point with my growth this past couple years that I was like, man, let me not only forgive myself, but let me start forgiving people that's important to me. Any type of trauma that I went through, whether it was my dad, whether it was my mom, whether it was family members, any and everything. For number one, I wrote it down. I wrote down my traumas. I wrote down anything that affected me in any type of way. Anything, like literally anything I could think of that I felt like was weighing me down. I wrote it down. And it was like probably, I want to say, y'all, it was like 5 or 6 pages. Gee, it was like 5 or 6 pages, bro. 5 or 6 pages of me just writing on and on and on about things that I ain't really realized held me down for so long. And once I got it out, I was like, all right, now what can I do to stop running from this list? And my thing was, you know what, I'm gonna just attack it head on, face to face. You know what I'm saying? So I put up on my dad. I finally talked to my mom, and I talked to every situation, everything that I could think of, whether it was speaking to my grandma about generational things, speaking about her generation and what she's been through in her life, my mom about her and what she's been through in her life, and understanding that we have to place ourselves in other people's shoes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like I knew what you did to me, but what happened to you? You know what I'm saying? Let me understand you. And once I built that, the compassion and the empathy and stuff like that, like, it was easy to forgive. It was so easy to forgive because it's like, wow, like, you know what I'm saying? I understand. I understand. I completely understand. And for the most part, we don't even know. We don't even realize how much our decisions and our choices affects someone else. Especially people that you love, people that you like, man, you know what I'm saying? You don't think about it until they approach you. That's why it's very good to have communication. It's very good to be honest and be very transparent and live purposeful, because taking that uncomfortable step will help somebody be comfortable. And it's a cause and effect to everything. And life is beautiful. Life is beautiful, man. Life is beautiful because once you learn to create peace, all you're gonna do is be at peace. All you're gonna do, people around you gonna ask you questions. Yo, how are you doing this? Why do you look so at ease? You know what I'm saying? And you help them. You help each other. There's no, like, we gotta cut all these old verses out, man. We gotta cut all these old verses out. And we gotta learn to understand and forgive yourself and help each other. Creating new habits. I started creating new habits. Well, not really new habits, but I started really just focusing on things that I really love to do. I enjoy playing basketball. I enjoy working out. I enjoy nature. You know, I enjoy my children. I enjoy family. I'm one of them ones that, like, yo, everybody come to the crib, let's eat. I'm a cook, do, whoop-de-whoop. Really, really creates the foundation for your life ongoing. So I had to learn that as an adult, I have a love tank also. We have love tanks also. And for me, mastering compassion and mastering empathy, that fills my love tank. Like, seeing, I find gratitude in seeing people that I really care about truly happy. And I'm not saying happy as an expression of something that's ongoing, because being happy is temporary. Having joy is temporary. You know what I'm saying? But peace is something that is everlasting. You know what I'm saying? Peace is something that nobody can take from you. And it's easy to create. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I started creating new habits, or enhancing my habits that I already had. Started going out more, and that trickled down to being consistent and then having discipline. So once I learned my skilo, once I learned my foundation, once I recreated my foundation, because as we grow, I ain't never been 30 years old before. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been 35 years. I ain't never been 35. I ain't never been 40. Just like prior, I ain't never been 21. I ain't never been 25. I ain't never been 30. I ain't never had a kid. So when those things happen, they pile up. It could be overwhelming. You don't realize how important it is to stay focused and being consistent with yourself, so that your utopia continues to grow in a positive way. And another thing was, I didn't have any type of direction. I didn't have any type of direction. I was denying God. I was denying my purpose. I realized that it took, like, those little steps that I made when I was locked up to really be like, all right, when I get out, I'm gonna make sure X, Y, Z, you know what I'm saying, about me. I'm gonna really be stand tall for me. And I just want y'all to know, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And stand tall for yourself, man. And like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe on this video if it made any type of impact on you, man. And that's really what I want to do. There's gonna be several different type of videos that I make. But these are one of them ones that I'm gonna do more frequent. Because I really, like I said, I really encourage and inspire anyone. Like, I really made this YouTube for just one person to really make that uncomfortable step for the people around you. And it's all about you, man. As men and women, like we gotta really stand tall upon our generation, creating our generation, creating peace in our generation, and really talking to our families about traumas, generational curses, and anything that's weighing on you and the people around you. You know what I'm saying? I really encourage y'all to get in touch with your family, talk to your family, first cousins, second cousins, third cousins, whatever the case may be. Like, let's talk. Let's really gravitate towards getting our family together and really creating the love, the old love, man. I want to say I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to do more content. I'm going to post more shit. But, yo, I'm getting my thing together. Just like you need to be getting your thing together. You see me posting my joint? And y'all know if people who know me know my schedule and stuff, know I'm busy. If I can get on this joint and post and do my thing, you know what I'm saying, and be consistent and be disciplined and you can do it too, G. Come on, my people, especially people that I love, people I care about, people who been telling me, yo, I need you to post. I'm looking at y'all too. I pray for y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let's pray real quick. Dear Lord, I want to thank you for this day. I want to thank you for another opportunity to live through the Spirit, to learn through the Spirit, to go through the Spirit, Lord. And Lord, from the sound of my voice to the bottom of my heart, Lord, I want to pray for this person who's looking at this video, Lord. Lord, I want you to fill their mind, their body, their soul, and their spirit with love, compassion, empathy, and understanding, and forgiveness of themselves and others, so that they can be a beacon and they can be used for a purpose in life, Lord. Lord, fill their mind and their hearts and their soul and their bodies with purpose, Lord. Lord, let them know that in the dark place, there is a light, and they are the light. They don't need nobody, and they shine brighter than a diamond with nobody. And Lord, I want to thank you for this day. I want to thank you for gracing my family, and uplifting my family from the generational curses, and using me to be a beacon and a light. And Lord, I show you right, because I'm going to do what you need me to do. I thank you. I give your name the great love, the dominion, the power. And we praise your name forever and ever, Lord. Amen. You see what I'm saying? Now watch. As the blessings go up, the prayer go up, blessing come down. Blessing come down. All right, people. We out. I gotta go. Yeah.